Infospot 411 YouTube channel. Ed here. It's the late night show. Yes, it is. And you probably see from my thumbnail the house with all the people and the police in front of it. If you see my description, I'm going to talk about the true story of the Amityville Horror house that was in the movie, the Amityville Horror. I'm going to talk about the true story, what happened there, and go off the story of the Lutz family who moved in there, and then the movie was based off. So we're going to talk about that. Let me get my stuff here. I have in my description box as well our topics and for tonight for the late night show. The Amityville Horror. I got it right here. Set it down. Just when I thought I heard it all, here we go. Breathable bacon face mask gives wearers aroma of bacon. So you can get, as everybody knows about the COVID-19 wearing face masks, you can get a face mask that's scented like bacon. I'm going to talk about it. Oh, this is a funny one. Next up, the sale of Notorious B.I.G's plastic clowns. Crown. The sale of Notorious B.I.G., that's the rapper who was killed years ago. His plastic crown he wore in a photo shoot set a new Guinness World Record. We'll talk about that. It was auctioned off at Sotheby's, big auction place in New York. A bobcat wanders the aisles of a Dollar General store in Kentucky. I got a picture of it. Anyway, a bobcat got in a Dollar General store, and the police had to come out and fire and rescue and get this bobcat out of a store. Last spring, you may remember this. Life of Naya 06. Oh, no problem. I haven't been doing too much on YouTube this last week. I've had a little issue with the Google AdSense. Oh, no problem. I completely understand my work schedule. I used to be doing like 3 of these late night shows a week and a morning show. And if I can squeeze in at least once a week right now, I'm doing good. So yeah, I know where that's coming from. Anyway, you may remember the story about the COVID-19 outbreak in the U.S. Navy aircraft carrier. They just had 2 more sailors. That was last spring. 2 more sailors came up positive for COVID-19. I got the news story. I'm going to talk about that from the Wall Street Journal. I got to hold it back here. Otherwise, this camera gets lines when it's too close to it. Here's a really, really good story. The state of Florida, firefighters treat a man who fell out in the heat, basically a heat stroke, and they finished cutting his grass. He had a heat stroke while cutting his grass. So when the EMTs and the firefighters came out to help the gentleman, elderly gentleman, they ended up finished cutting his grass. Really great news story. So I got it. We'll talk about it. Here's a cool one if you haven't heard. This was on CNN. 2,350-pound pumpkin named the Tiger King wins a contest. And I got a picture of it. Pretty cool. And then I got the story about the guy who grew this pumpkin, and it's pretty interesting and cool. Now, here's a 1 in a million. I kid you not. An owl boards a helicopter during flight in the state of California. They have these wildfires, and this helicopter was putting out the wildfires, and this owl happened to fly inside the helicopter. Real funny story. No one was hurt. The owl wasn't hurt, and I got a picture of it. Yes, I do. 3 people in here. I'll get started here in a second. I'm going to do a tribute video. Yes, I am. So if you're on the live tonight, you're going in the tribute video. If you watch my live and comment on it the next day, I'll get you in there as well. Some of my regulars. I have a lot of people that don't catch my late night show. Well, due to the hours, but they watch it in full and really support my channel. So I'll get them in the tribute video as well. Real quick, Life and I see what happened to me. I put a post in my community tab about it. I met the requirements to get the yes. Interesting indeed. I met the requirements. I hit 4,000 watch hours and well over 1,000 subscribers to get my channel monetized. Now, it's not actually YouTube. It's Google AdSense. Now, this is my my problem, my dilemma that I've had. I had a YouTube channel, gosh, an older channel back in like 2013, 14, and I haven't used it in years. Probably since 2015 or 16, I put anything on there. But at any rate, I didn't know I had a Google AdSense account. I remember, I do remember my channel, I think, had monetized back in those days because you didn't have no requirements. You could start a new YouTube channel and they'd monetize it for you. So anyway, I still had on file with Google AdSense an account with them, and you can only have one account in your name. That's it, period. The problem is Google owed me something. I think it was $130 or 120 some dollars. So with that being said, once you have over $100 in your account, you have to have it verified. And the way they verify it, they mail you a PIN number, and you have to put that PIN number in. It takes 2 to 4 weeks. They actually mail to your house. There's no 1-800 number I can freaking call. I did call one Google itself. I got a hold of Google, but it's like a whole different animal. Oh, that's AdSense. You have to either do a live chat with AdSense or you got to do an email to them. I didn't get a reply back on an email. Every time I try to get on the live chat, it sends me to a community tab. I want help from Google AdSense, not from other people. That's what a community tab is. So long story short, I can't get my channel now monetized until I have a valid Google AdSense account. In order to do that, I have to have it verified, and to get it to verified, I have to have a PIN number. So I'm caught in this loophole 1 week already. So hopefully I get my PIN number in another week or so. And once I clear the Google AdSense, they do a review of my channel. I can get my videos monetized. But hey, what are you going to do? You know, it's just one of those things. Anyways, you see in my thumbnail, I have the picture. That picture, before I get into the story here, that is, that's not from the movie. That is the real picture of the first family that moved in the house, and the guy killed his wife and kids in that house. And when he went to court, his attorney deemed him was insane, but he claimed that it was a demon spirits that told him to do this. And about, I think it was a little over a year later, and I'll get into the story here, there was a Lutz family, and this is where the movie is based off of, moved in that house, and they were in that house for, I believe it was a little over a month. I'll get into the story here. I got it right over here. So they moved in that house, but that's the picture from the night when they came out and were bringing out the bodies, and those are people from the neighborhood that came over, and that's the ambulances, the ambulance, and then the police, the policemen and women that were there. And that's the actual house where it happened. And they based that original movie off of it, the Amityville Horror. I don't know if you saw that, Life of Nia. It's a scary movie. It came, I believe, I got it here, 1970, somewhere in the 80s they did the movie. But we'll get into it. I got the story here. Let me get a sip of my Red Bull. I hope you're doing well in school. Okay. Let me get my sheet over here. This is from the first one I'm going to read to you guys. I got directly from Wikipedia, which is a credible, really credible source. The Amityville Horror. I should say the house here, what happened. The Amityville Horror is a book. Now, this is the book based off the true story, not the movie. This is the author who did this book spoke to the Lutz family and got all the facts of what happened. Is a book by J. Austin published. Okay, the book came out in 1977. Where is it here? Okay, here's the history of it. November 13th, 1974, Ronald DeFoy Jr. shot and killed 6 members of his family at 112 Ocean Avenue, a large Dutch colonial house in the suburban neighborhood of Amityville on the south shore of Long Island, New York. He was convicted of second-degree murder in November of 1975. You know what else is interesting about this? Think of Long Island, New York, Amityville, the movie Jaws. That's where the storyline took place. But anyway. Okay. In December of 1975, so that's just 13 months later, just about a year later, after this gentleman, I don't want to call him a gentleman, but this guy, Ronald DeFoy Jr. shot and killed all his family in that house. In December of 1975, George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 children moved into the house. After 28 days, the Lutz left the house claiming to have been terrorized by a paranormal phenomenon while living there. So that's kind of the how should I say the term? Basically, spirits or like a poltergeist, paranormal. The book, based on the true story, describes the house at 112 Ocean Avenue as remaining empty for 13 months after the DeFoy murders. In December of 1975, George and Catherine Lutz bought the house, for which they considered to be a bargain price of $80,000. The 5-bedroom house was built in a Dutch colonial style. Let me flip over here. Okay, here we are. This house had a swimming pool and also a boathouse, as it was located on a canal. George and Kathy married in July 1975, and each had their own homes, but wanted to start fresh on new property, new house. Kathy and her 3 children from the previous marriage. Okay, so Kathy had 3 children from a previous marriage and married this Lutz guy, George Lutz. So anyway, they also owned they owned a dog named Harry. Okay, this has 3 children and the dog, and it was the married couple. And this is the movie was based off this. If you watch this movie, you'll see the married couple and the dog and the kids in the movie. During the first inspection of the house, the real estate broker, or they call him real estate agent, told them about the DeFoy murders and asked if this would affect their decision. After discussing the matter, they decided it was not a problem. The Lutz family moved in the house December 19th, 1975. Much of DeFoy's family furniture was still in the house because it was included for $400 as part of the deal. A friend of George Lutz learned about the history of the house and insisted on having it blessed. At the time, George, non-practicing Methodist, had no experience of what would entail. Kathy, who was a Catholic, and explained the process. George knew a Catholic priest named Father Ray who agreed to carry out the house blessing. Basically, and I'll get right back to story, just in case you don't know you're watching this. A house blessing is a Catholic priest will come through the house and read verses from the Bible, as well as take holy water. And there's it's a handle with a ball, and it has holy water in it. It's basically water that's been blessed. And they sprinkle the holy water in parts of the house, is why they're reading things from the Bible to bless a house. Also, this is used as well as people that have reported spirits or poltergeists. They will contact the church, and a priest will come out and bless the house to get rid of any type of demons or spirits and stuff into it. But anyway, that's what happened. Okay, Father Mancuso, I'll say Mancuso here, was a lawyer, judge of the Catholic court, and a psychologist who lived at the local Sacred Heart. Where is it? Okay, he arrived to perform the blessing while George and Kathy were unpacking their belongings the afternoon of December 18th, 1975, and went into the building to carry out the rites. That's mean he went in the house to carry out the blessing there, bless the house. When he flicked the first holy water and began to pray, he heard a masculine voice demanding that he get out. And that was in the movie. They did a good job in the original movie of that. When he came up in that bedroom where the main spirits were on that second floor, it was like, get out. Sprinkled it, and then it went, get out. And then all of a sudden the door closed and these flies came on the window, and the air got real cold when he was in doing the blessing. And he knew something was going on, this priest, so he could try to continue doing the blessing to the house. Let me get back to this. Okay, as they were packing their belongings. Okay, when he flicked the holy water and began to pray, he heard a masculine voice demand that he get out. And this was in the movie. When leaving the house, the father did not mention the incident to either George or Kathy. So this priest, father is another term used for Catholic priest, the father. When he left that house, He didn't tell George and Kathy what just happened to him. On December 24th, 1975, so this is just about a week later, the father called George Lutz and advised him to stay out of the second floor room where he heard the mysterious voice, the former bedroom of Mark and John Matthew DeFoy, that Kathy planned to use as a sewing room. But the call was cut short by static. Wow. So think about this. In the movie has a scene in it. So this priest who was just in the house and did this blessing and was told, get out, get out. And they did that in the movie. He called like a week later. He was so disturbed at what happened. He called a week later, and during that conversation, when he warned George and Kathy Lutz to stay out of that second floor bedroom and tried to tell them what happened, the call static was coming. That's not coincidental. I'm sorry. No. So anyway, where are we here? And it says, at first, George and Kathy experienced nothing unusual in the house. By mid-January 1976, so this is about a month after they move in, where is it? After another attempt of blessing, that means they had another attempt to bless the house, okay? George and Kathy, they experienced what would turn out to be their final night in the house. So just a little over a month later, they had another priest come back out and to bless the house. And this is when the terrible incident really happened. And it was the last night they were ever at the house. And the movie shows this part. So anyway, let me get to the truth from, the Lutz family. The Lutz, where is it? Okay. The Lutz decided to give a full account of the events that took place on this occasion, describing them as too frightening. Okay, let me say this again. The Lutz, that's George and Kathy Lutz, declined to give a full account of the events that took place on this night, and they described it as too frightening. Now, George Lutz has been on some radio shows and has done interviews years later and has given some details of what happened that night. And I'll get into that shortly here. After getting in touch with the Father Mancuso, the Lutz decided to take some belongings and stay at Kathy's mother's house. So after they left that house from this terrifying night, and I have the next article here, I'll talk about what happened that night. They ended up getting some of the belongings out of the house. Where is it? Oh, they claim the paranormal followed them with the final scene of Arson's book describing greenish black slime coming up the stairwell case. So they described that there was some green slime that came up the stairwell case. I'll get in more into that last night, what happened. And the movie shows us. The movie is done pretty well. On January 14th, 1976, George and Kathy Lutz, with their 3 children and the dog, Harry, left the house, leaving all the possessions behind. The next day, a mover arrived to remove possessions to send to the Lutzes. The mover reported no paranormal phenomenon while he was inside the house. Now, this book, based off the true story, was written by Tom Mosen, an editor of publishing Prentice Hall, introduced George and Kathy Lutz to Jay Anson. The Lutz did not work directly with Anson, but submitted around 45 hours of tape recordings of recollections of what happened to him that night. And they used this as the basis of the book. This book, and I'll show you a picture of it, came out in September 13th, 1977. And this is the first edition here. Let me bring this back right here. The Amityville Horror True Story, the book right here. You can get this off of, 1 second, I'll get right to that, promoter. You can get this book off of Amazon or, any of those websites to sell the books. This book here on the story of what happened at the Amityville Horror House. And I'll read you this one part. But real quick, YouTube promoter PK, No, it says 2 to 4 weeks. And I think I emailed you. What happened was, and thank you for coming. I had a former AdSense account. I forgot all about it from a previous YouTube channel I had back in 2013. And long story short, I have to have my AdSense account verified now because I have a little over $100 on it in order to get what should I say? In order to get it to move on to the step 3 where they review my channel. So I'm caught in that limbo. I got to wait till they mail me my PIN number, and then I put my PIN number in. My channel gets my YouTube AdSense account gets verified. And once you have the verified account, then YouTube gets that information and they do a review of my channel. But what's so crazy, if I didn't have over $100 on my account that was owed to me, and I didn't have this old account, I would have been already monetized. But what's so stupid, they have no customer service number to call. What was it? What else was it? Yeah, there's no, they said live chat, but it takes you to a community post. The way they set up this Google AdSense it's just terrible. But anyway, yeah, I'm caught in limbo till I get my PIN number. Once I get that, then I can get reviewed and start monetizing my stuff. Anyway, real quick, let me get back to the story here. Now, this is from AmityvilleFact.com right here, and I'm going to talk about what happened that night. So just to bring you back up to speed with the Lutz family. Basically, it was a month. It was shortly after they moved in and they knew about these murders in the house from the previous family. They had a priest come out and bless the house, and he was told to get out and get out. And the priest was so disturbed and shook up, it took him a week later to finally call George Lutz and Kathleen. And then during that call, the static was on the phone, so they couldn't get the information. And he just told them to stay out of that second floor bedroom. Well, a month later, they ended up getting the house blessed again. And this time is when the poltergeist or the demon spirit hit them. And this is the movie. It's all in the movie, but I'm going off of the true story here. Oh, yeah. So I'm caught in limbo. I'll get to that once I'm done with this YouTube promoter. If you got a little time to stick around for my live. Okay. Now let me get to this is the good part here. Okay, the last night in the house, that's what I'm going to talk about, what happened to the Lutz family, because the movie's based off this. Okay, here we are, fleeing the house. We knew that there was it was a terrible, terrific storm going outside. So apparently this is something that's really, really spooky. There was a big storm that came in, rain and wind and all of that. But around the area, there was no storm. It was right around where their house was that this big storm hit. I'm not talking like a 4 or 5 minute. I'm talking their neighborhood right by their house where this rain and wind hit. So literally people check the weather reports for the area and they say that there was no such storm. I don't really care what the weatherman said. For us, there was a storm raging that night, and that's George Lutz. And George Lutz wrote this to the author, did the book. Okay, where is it? Oh, the Lutz had never intended on abandoning their home, but the events unfolded night after night were becoming unbearable. The plan was simply to spend some time away from the house and sort things out, figure out what was going on. So agreements were made to spend time at Kathleen's mother's house. All right. The events that occurred on the final day in the house are somewhat unclear to the writer George Lutz, who refused to talk about some of the details the final day. George would only comment, "There are stories about this that have never been told and may never be told." While researching the Amityville case, however, I did manage, this is the author here of the book, I did manage to uncover a few details about the last day in the house. This is where the movie is based off of. Suddenly, there was a great rush on the part of the Lutz to leave the home. During the time they made attempts to pack a few items together, things rapidly went from bad to worse. The family managed to grab a few items of clothing, says changes of clothing, but a few items of clothing, while the temperature inside the home fluctuated from chilling cold to hot heat. Strange banging noises were heard, and the interior walls of the house seemed to shift about, making groaning noises. And as they were leaving the home, George encountered another uh, apparition on the second floor landing. It's basically a ghost, a spirit. This time, a hooded figure that stood motionless pointed directly at George Lutz. So as he's packing up stuff and leaving, think about this. The temperature in the house is going from scorching hot heat to cold chilling. The walls, sounds are coming from the walls. Now, this is the second time they sent the priest out to bless this house. After that priest left that night, whatever demon or spirit was in that house went nuts and took it out on the Lutz family. So, and in the movie kind of shows this somewhat. If you watch the movie. So anyway, again, I'll read this here. Where was it? Yeah, he encountered a ghost on the second floor. It was a hooded figure that stood motionless, pointing directly at George Lutz. Noises from the walls, the temperature changes. There was also some, I forget, it said earlier, it was something like green slime or something that was coming down the stairwell case. Welcome to the Amityville Horror website. So yeah, wow, just some really weird stuff. And that happened. So there was apparently, I believe that there was some type of demon spirit that was in that house. Some type of poltergeist, unexplained paranormal that inside that house. And something this isn't coincidental. I mean, there's been murders that happen to crazy people. There was even that wrestler, was it Chris Benoit, that shot his family and kids and then killed himself at his house. But when you have a second family move in 13 months later and this happens, what happened with this first Ronald DeFoy Jr., who shot and killed a family in the house, that wasn't coincidental. When a second family moves in 13 months later and this happens to him. The original movie was done real well, and I believe they did like a couple sequels, but what they did with the sequels were and then it became all fictional. It was just another family moved in and they just changed it and upped everything, as far as adding up more drama and everything like that. So that's a true story of the Amityville Horror House in Amityville. Yeah, so yeah, there's some fiction in the movie, but it's mostly based off of what happened there. There's an interview on YouTube, a couple of them on YouTube with the actual interviews with George Lutz, where he's been on a radio show. I think it was Art Bell, but it was the Coast to Coast AM radio show. He came on back around 2004 or 5, and he was on there a couple hours and talking about what happened that night and answering questions, as well as he's done other interviews about that house and what happened here. But yeah, it's scary stuff for sure. Make you a believer. Let me get a sip of my Red Bull. We'll move on to a lighter topic here, but it is kind of Halloween time, so I'm trying to think of some Halloween type stuff. And it was a classic movie and is a classic story there of what happened. I got a little late start tonight. What the hell is a late night show? Okay, here we are. Breathable bacon face mask gives wearers the aroma of bacon. This is from United Press International, October 16th, 2020. And I got a picture of this, just when you thought you seen it all. A U.S. company, which is Hormel, is offering fans of breakfast meats a chance to enjoy the scent of sizzling pork anytime they want with the bacon-scented face mask. Hormel said Black Label breathable bacon face mask uses the latest bacon smell technology. Okay. To give the wearer the experience of smelling bacon anytime they put on the COVID-19 protection mask. Bacon fans can register to win a bacon-scented mask until October 28th. So you can register to win one at breathablebacon.com. It's all one word, breathablebacon.com. You can register to win a free one. Hormel Black Label Breathable Bacon face mask is a scented for an irresistible, breathable aroma that you can keep all to yourself, the website claims. Hormel said the company will donate one meal to Feeding America for every contest entry up to 10,000. So they'll donate up to 10,000 to Feeding America, but really that's cheap for that big a company. You should be donating a lot more money. I'm not the biggest fan of Hormel, and let me finish this and I'll tell you why about that. But anyway, that's a news article. Let me see if you, it's tough to see this because it's so black, because it's black label. Let me get my pen. I got to put it back here. Hold this up straight. Okay, so this is the face mask right here on the guy. It's tough to see it right here. They probably got this. It's from YouTube as well. So this commercial or ads on YouTube for the breathable bacon face mask. And this right here is the black label bacon. I guess it's a premium bacon from Hormel. My thoughts on this. I love the smell of bacon. Like one of my favorite breakfasts is bacon, scrambled eggs, toast, and some orange juice, you know. But wanting to smell bacon all freaking day or 6 or 8 hours a day is like when I would go to work, I got to wear a mask. I don't know if I want to wear a mask where I'm smelling bacon all day. No thanks. I don't know. It's a good idea. You know, I'm sure that in due time, they're probably some already out there. They're going to start having scented masks like, you know, peppermint or cherry, where you could smell peppermint all day, you know, through the mask. But I don't know, one that smells like bacon all day from Hormel. One reason I'm not the biggest fan of Hormel, there's a documentary. Oh God, I forget the name of it, but you can Google it. Hormel documentary, and it goes back in the 1980s. And these union workers wanted $10.25 an hour. And Hormel had some financial problems. And so they decided Hormel was not going to give them this raise. And they said, hey, this is nothing we're asking too much for. We want a decent hourly rate. Hormel's doing okay. I mean, I guess the times in the early 80s, the economy wasn't doing that great, but long story short, Hormel held ground, and then just about all those workers lost their jobs. They fought like hell. They brought in union people from New York and whatnot. But the sad part, what I don't like about Hormel, finally, there was a United Meat Packers Association, which is a bigger union association out of Washington, D.C., that got involved with this because it was called the local P259 union. When all was said and done, I think they got like $10.20 an hour they settled on. And it was like, why didn't you just freaking do that in the first place? Say, hey, you want 10.25? We'll end this thing right now at like 10.15 or 10.20 an hour. Let's make this happen. They probably would have did it. But they waited till all these union members had to strike and most lost their job. But it was really, oh, thank you for coming, Trailer Boy. It was really bad what Hormel did. And how these union workers. Now, I always try to look at both sides of the issue. But I'm not the biggest fan of Hormel. But at any rate, I mean, that's a whole nother topic. I could bring that up if you want. I think it was called American Dream or something. It was a great documentary about the workers, why they went on strike. They might even have the full thing on YouTube. It was one of those freebie movies. Just put in Google Hormel documentary or Hormel union workers go on strike movie. It'll pull it up. Anyway, here it is again. One last time. We'll move on next topic. This is the new Hormel bacon scented mask. You can smell bacon all day now. You buy the Hormel black label mask. You can win one as well. Let me give this to you again. Breathablebacon.com. Breathablebacon.com. So you go on breathablebacon.com, you can register to win a free bacon mask if that's something you might want. Yeah, boy. Trailer Boy, I was just talking about the true story of the Amityville Horror House. I don't know if you ever see, you probably have heard of it. have you ever seen the the horror movie or scary movie, the Amityville Horror? It's based off the true story of what happened at that house. I just went over that. But let me do a quick thank you for coming, everybody. Okay, yeah, cool. You heard of it. Yep. I was just talking about the true story of it was the Lutz family. They moved in the house 13 months after this guy killed all his family members in the house. And then what happened there when the first priest came out to bless the house, and then a month later when it came out the second time a priest came out to bless the house, uh, that's when everything just went haywire. The ghosts and spirits all came out. Oh, you watched the movie. Okay, yeah. The true story is a lot of the movies based off the true story. That last night in the house, the second time they had a priest come out to bless it, the temperatures went from extreme heat to extreme cold, sounds from the walls, and then a paranormal ghost or apparition, if I'm saying the word correctly, but basically a ghost came out and pointed its finger right at George Lutz. And they were basically threatened the family for having a priest come out to that house and bless it, whatever demon or spirit or poltergeist was in there. And that's when, as in the movie, they all were able to get out in the van, the three kids, the husband and wife and the dog, and they never came back to that house since. Anyway, I real quick before I move on to the next story, I'm going to do a tribute video for everybody here, as well as some of my regulars that are not on my live, but that watching in full. But Trailer Boy, I'm going to get you in the tribute video. Trailer Boy. Also, Life of Naya 06. I got you. You're first one here. You'll be the first one in the tribute video. N-I-Y-A. Yeah. Well, I got you saved in my thing. Who else? Oh, YouTube promoter. YouTube promoter. If you're still here, a good friend of mine, I'll put you in the video as well. Now help promote it for me too. What else got going on? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna get a sip of my Red Bull and I'm gonna get this going. The sale of Notorious B.I.G, the rapper, plastic crown sets a Guinness World Record. He took a photo with this gold plastic crown, and I got a picture of it to show you. But there's a new Guinness World Record set. It was sold at an auction at Sotheby's. Wait till you find out how much this damn thing went for. Woo! Let's wet the whistle. This is my October 16th, United Press International. Okay. Guinness World Records has announced the sale of a plastic crown worn by rapper the Notorious B.I.G during an iconic photo shoot, set a new world record when it sold for almost $600,000 at auction, Sotheby's. Almost $600,000. Woo! Anyway, let me finish the story here real quick. The rapper born Christopher Wallace, and also known as Biggie Smalls, wore the plastic crown in a 1997 King of New York photo shoot for Rap Pages magazine. Sotheby's auction house predicted the crown would sell for $200,000 to $300,000, but it far exceeded expectations and broke a world record by selling for $594,750. Hey, Raw! Very soon, I'll get to that right after the story. Biggie Smalls plastic crown, and I'll show you a picture of it, Raw, sold for $594,750. Almost $600,000 this plastic crown went for. And he only wore this crown for his photo shoot picture, and it was at the time Rap Pages magazine. Yeah. So anyway, finishing this up. Yeah, that is insane. You ain't kidding. The plastic crown was signed by the rapper, and the photographer set a record for the most expensive fancy dress costume crown sold at an auction. The only thing that's weird with this, how many fancy dress costume crowns are being sold. I'm thinking of a record, maybe like an item by an American rap artist, most ever, but I don't know. There's a lot of really kind of weird Guinness World Records, but Guinness World Record or not, that's just insane. I've seen this picture before. They've used this a lot because it's an iconic picture. The Notorious B.I.G. was born in 1972 and died at age 24 in 1997. It was real, as you guys probably know, it was tragic what happened to me. Basically, he was killed very similar to Tupac. He was in that car, and was it P. Diddy Combs? Sean Combs, also known as P. Diddy, was in the vehicle in front of him when he was stopped. I believe was at a red light, and he came up and boom, shot him. Yes, Elvis was very famous for his suits. Oh my God, some of that Elvis memorabilia out in Vegas. Big, big money. Okay, wrapping this up real quick, and we'll get right here. Let me put this over here. I don't know why it printed up, but this is the picture of Notorious B.I.G. in the Rap magazine wearing the crown. And this is a gentleman at Sotheby's with the black glove handling it. And I'll show you another picture where he autographed it, him and the photographer. And it's a plastic crown. It's not actually gold. It's not even real gold. Yeah, he was a rap legend for sure. And I got one more picture to show you. The crown worn by the Notorious B.I.G., a.k.a. alias Biggie Smalls, that was like his performer name, during the 1997 photo shoot, broke a Guinness World Record. Is sold for $594,750 at Sotheby's auction September 15th in New York. Okay, here's the other photo. This photo here, I'll turn it, hold it. I got to hold this because I get too close to the camera. I get these lines, my webcam. Anyway, here's the autograph of Biggie Smalls and the photographer. And I believe this is on the inside of the plastic crown. It's more of a collector's type of thing. To me, this is one thing I got a little pet peeve, and I'll get right to you guys in the chat. Items of this nature, when we're very symbolic, the iconic, related to the celebrity, athletes, political people, to me, they belong in a museum. So people can enjoy them for years and years. Not some rich, wealthy guy that can stick it in his private study at it in his mansion somewhere, and only so many people get to see and enjoy the thing and be like, hey, look what I got. Someone who's got millions and millions of dollars and he wants to, to me, it should be at the Rock and Roll Hall of, well, that's rock and roll, but it should be what's that museum near DC that's, I'm trying to think of, that's the biggest, Smithsonian. Now this is something that I'm sure Smithsonian has a music section. That should be something like in the Smithsonian, that's my kind of issue with stuff like this. What happens if this rich guy or individual, I don't know who the hell bought it, but he loses the thing, it gets lost. It's a big part of kind of history and it's gone. So I don't know. That's just me. Oh, okay. Raw agrees. Yep. Oh, Raw. Yeah, I'll go real quick again. I put in my community post. What happened is I'm caught in limbo, and I'll move on to the next story. But basically, I have to wait till my Google AdSense account can be verified to get to be accepted by YouTube. I had a former, well, it's still active. I had an account for Google AdSense from back in 2013 or 14. I forgot all about it. And you can only have one account in your name. So whether I can't close that account out. I can't use that account until it gets verified. Oh, okay. You have to go to Work Trailer Boy. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I really do. So long story short, Raw, one more time. Oops, I'm hitting my table here with the computer. So whether I want to close the account out, my Google AdSense account I've had for years, I forgot all about it. Whether I want to close it out or I want to use it, the problem is I had some money to me, not a lot. but it went over the $100 threshold. So anyway, I have to have it verified before I can do anything. And the only way to verify that is to have Google mail me a PIN number by mail, which says 2 to 4 weeks. So I call Google up, but Google says, oh, that's AdSense, their whole separate account. You can contact them on, go on the Google AdSense website and request a live chat. That damn thing didn't work because when I try to get to that, it keeps sending me the community post. And I tried 14 ways a Sunday, or send them an email and reply back to them. I never got a reply back to them. But I'm like, how in the hell you deal with all this freaking money, this Google AdSense, and I can't get a customer service, somebody on a phone that could say, hey, what can I do to get verified so I can get my Google AdSense account all squared away so I can get my channel monetized? Ain't there? I never, so asinine. But really, too, I'm not the biggest fan of the YouTube policy. I understand why they put it in place. I'll talk about this for a little bit and we'll get back to the topics. What the hell? God, I keep shaking this table. I move my feet around, they get stiff in one spot. Sorry about that, everybody. It's not, they try to make it seem like they're doing you such a big favor, you're getting monetized, which, okay, it is a favor, but we're also doing Google the favor, because when you run ads on your YouTube videos, okay, you get a certain percentage of the ad. Let's say the ad generates 12 cents, okay, for a full watch and a view of the ad. I think you get close to 60%, give or take. But let's say you get 5 cents on that ad. Well, Google's making 6. So let's say it's 12 cents, okay? Let's say, we'll take for an example State Farm, the insurance company. They advertise a lot on Google AdSense and in the YouTube videos, all right? So let's just breaking this down real quick for my example. You run a video and a State Farm commercial comes on for 30 seconds. Someone watches it in full. Okay. So let's say Google gets 12 cents for that full watch of this 28-second, 30-second State Farm commercial. All right. You get a percentage of it. So let's say you get 5 or 6 cents. All right. Goes in your Google AdSense account. Google keeps that. But here's the deal. Google owns YouTube, all right? So Google's just making this money, not having to do jack, other than they bring in all these advertisers. They advertise on Google AdSense because what is YouTube? It's the world's second biggest search engine behind Google itself. YouTube is. So, yeah, as big as TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, the rest of the Twitter, as big as that is, you're not as big as YouTube. So anyway, and that's true. Oh, thank you for coming and thanks for the thumbs up. So wrapping up the story, you're doing a favor as well for Google, who owns Google AdSense, because they're making money off of you generating the video and getting the people to watch this advertisement. So it's a mutual deal. The reason they did this, I think it was around 2015, late 2014. I could be off, but there was a lot of fraudulent type stuff going on. So Google, who owns YouTube, wanted to make sure that it was legit YouTube accounts or channels before they allow them to start running Google AdSense. Because when there's a lot of fraudulent stuff going on, that money, that can affect advertising. Word gets out. Hey, don't, some company like State Farm spending millions on Google to advertise. How often are they going to do that when there's fraudulent stuff going on? I'll give you one example. What went on back in the day before accounts had to be verified by YouTube. Somebody would get their channel up and running, okay? And what they would do, they would post a video, okay, videos, all right, and they got their channel monetized. But then they've got, let's say, 1,000 some accounts, especially accounts that are tied into them, and they're watching their stuff. So it's not actually like genuine people watching their stuff. It's just they have a number of different accounts that are watching your stuff to generate this Google advertisement money. Another thing that was going on back in the day before they put these guidelines in, where you had to have 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers, why YouTube put this in place, some of the reasoning was another one that used to run rampant, but they've cracked down on it. They would take a movie, okay, which is obvious. You need what do they call it? The copyright release, like a copyright release to put a movie on from Paramount Pictures or Warner Brothers on your YouTube channel, you know, and show it. So what people were doing, they would grab a movie, but they would use software and they put it in the middle of their screen, like this far, you know, and around the movie they had graphics, the stars or different things moving. So the YouTube algorithm, that's their software program that picks up this copyright stuff, they would slightly change the title and they put the movie on there, and they would get oh, we're all retracted. Oh, you retracted your messages. Oh, are you still here, Raw? Anyway, so wrapping this up, people would put a movie on in the middle of their video while they were doing it, and they put graphics around it. So this way YouTube wouldn't pick it up, and they'd slightly change it. Oh, no problem, no problem. I thought maybe you left because I saw your message retracted. Okay, cool. All right. I'm glad you're here. I'll finish up my story here. Well, not story, but just information. So let's take a movie, for example, like I'll take a classic. Let's say it's kind of Halloween time. Friday the 13th, part 3. Okay. So they would take that movie, and you, under normal circumstances, if you put that in your title and you grab that movie and toss it on your YouTube thing, you'll have a copyright claim or a copyright strike. No questions asked. It's owned by Paramount Pictures. But what they'll do is slightly change the title of it and put the movie in the middle so YouTube don't pick it up. But in the meantime, they would do that, and they beat the system, and they would get thousands of views. Be like, oh, cool, I can watch. A lot of people don't give a rat's behind. You know, they're not familiar with the whole YouTube policy. They're just like, yeah, I mean, watch almost Halloween. Let me watch one of those old Friday the 13th movies. So they would get thousands of hits watching that. But the problem is that's content is under the ownership and it belongs to Paramount Pictures. So they would use copyright material in their channel, and they would pick up boatloads of money off Google advertising. And I would laugh because I would pick up on this. They would have every 5 minutes ad. But a lot of people didn't care. It's like, oh, I can watch a movie for free. You know, I'm on my computer. I'm into the movie. You know, just let the ads run, watch a movie for free. Well, every time someone watches that hour and a half movie in full and watches most of those ads, they're probably picking up $5, $6. Now, times that by thousands. But here's the problem. You can't be profiting off copyrighted material. Again, that movie belongs to Paramount Pictures. So this was a problem they had. So what YouTube, one of the reasons why YouTube went to these restrictions where they said, hey, your channel within 12 months, you have to meet these guidelines. And 2, they want to make sure it's a legit channel. And when they review your channel, they check for this type of stuff. YouTube will, you know, so if you're running a lot of copyright crap on your channel, you're not going to get approved for the monetization. But these are things that went on and why they put this in place. So, hey, yeah, no problem, Roll. I'm going to be monetized. I just have to wait till I get this Google PIN number because I had an account and I forgot. Yeah, that's why they put the threshold in place. And I met the threshold and it was nice. And thanks to people like you, a couple big things that helped me was really the Cadillac video. I had YouTube promoter on here. He helped me with some of my stuff. But so anyway, I could talk YouTube for quite a while, but I'm going to get back to some topics here. I got my description box, especially for people that'll be watching this live a day or two later. Let me get a sip of my Red Bull. Here's a funny story. A bobcat wanders into a Dollar General store. I kid you not, a bobcat. I get a little thirsty here. All right. I got a picture of this, and then this is a real short news story. I'll read it to you here first. A Kentucky sheriff's office said deputies responded to a Dollar General store to evict evict, meaning to get out. A wild bobcat found in the store. The Floyd County Sheriff's Office and deputies responded alongside Kentucky State Police and the Martin Police Department when the bobcat was reported inside the Dollar General store in Floyd County. The emergency responders were able to safely capture this bobcat and remove him from the store, the sheriff's office says. So they didn't have to shoot it and put the bobcat down. The bobcat was released without injury, the sheriff's office said. The sheriff's office also said that the bobcat, they got the photo of it, which I'll show you, was captured in the, the toilet and paper aisle of the store. So it's captured near the toilet paper and paper towel. Anyway, bobcat wanders aisles of Dollar General store in Kentucky. Here it is. Yeah, this is me get my little pen. Yeah, just like a cat. It's really screeching. They got it. It's tough to see here. It's just a hand, but this is one of the sheriff deputies is grabbing this bobcat by the back of its ears and head and holding it up here. And then someone else took like a picture of it. And you could see deodorant and crap. And this was at the Dollar General. So yeah. Ooh, man, this thing is really, excuse me. This thing is really screeching big time. This bobcat. No one like it. Anyway, hey, stuff happens. You know, I've heard, rats and mice get in the store, but a bobcat got in a Dollar General. Now, make sure you keep your doors locked. But, sometimes when you keep doors locked, someone will go out a back door to put stuff in the dumpster and keep it propped open or something like that for a little bit. And it's enough time for a bobcat to, sneak in there. Oh, well. Okay. Who ya? Boy, yeah. Ordinary Groove Vibes. Thank you for the thumbs up again. I'm going to put you on the list. Hold on. Yeah, you drink. I'm going to do a tribute video. What's the date? We're going into Monday. Probably Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll put the tribute video out. But let me put you on here for coming on the live. Trailer Boy, you as well. Oh, I got you already in here. O-R-D-N-A-R, Ordinary Groovy Vibes. Groovy Vibes. All right, I got you on the list here. My tribute video list. Okay, if you remember, what was it? Back in, I think it was like late March or April of 2020, there was a U.S. naval aircraft carrier where they had a really major outbreak when that COVID-19 first hit us across the world. And they had to dock in Guam and get all these sailors off the ship. It just spread throughout the ship. But they were back to normal and everything. And now a report just came out. Wall Street Journal just put this out October 16th, a few days ago. 2 sailors just tested positive for this COVID-19. Here's the story. I printed it up from the Wall Street Journal website. Anyway, let me read this to you, let you guys know what happened here. At least 2 sailors have tested, at least, so there could be more from the way this article is written. At least 2 sailors tested positive for the COVID-19 while serving aboard the aircraft carrier that earlier this year was the site of the largest COVID-19 outbreak to strike the U.S. military, the Navy said. The sailors were evacuated Thursday from the USS Theodore Roosevelt, which was conducting exercises off the coast of California. The Navy said in a statement Friday. The statement said a small number of sailors tested positive for the virus while they were conducting, tested positive for the virus, and that contact tracing efforts aboard the ship were complete. Okay, so a small number of sailors tested positive again for this COVID-19 aboard the U.S. Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier. But they did say that Contact tracing efforts aboard the ship were complete, where they've done testing all around the ship and they sanitize it, a number of different things. So Theodore Roosevelt is aggressively applying all, this is the ship here, measures in accordance with the Center of Disease Control and Prevention and Navy guidance in order to protect the health of our sailors and stop the spread of the virus. We will continue to identify and eliminate any of the virus's potential problems, blah, blah, the Navy said. Navy-wide, 10,888 sailors have contracted COVID-19, according to the latest statistics, of whom 10,135 have recovered, with one fatality. Okay, well, that's good. Sailors among the 4,800 member crew aboard the Theodore Roosevelt began to contract COVID-19 in March, facing the carrier in short Asia deployment, and that's when they went in Guam. More than 1,000 sailors aboard that aircraft carrier contracted the COVID-19. This was back in March of 2020. Now they just had 2 more sailors on record that came out with it. Oh, Victory, yay, thanks for coming. Talking about a news story here real quick. The Wall Street Journal, Theodore Roosevelt U.S. Navy aircraft carrier. Oh, okay. Okay, yep. Yeah, so 2 more contracted it. Navy officials said they believe the new protocols put in place after the spring outbreak aboard the carrier would prevent a second outbreak because of cramped spaces in which sailors live and work aboard Navy ships. Ships particularly are susceptible to an outbreak. In addition, sailors regularly travel on and off the ship during deployment. Under the new procedures, sailors are placed in 2 weeks of quarantine before deploying. The sailors who are aboard the Theodore Roosevelt who didn't quarantine because they were conducting short-term exercises over the period of days, defense officials said. The ship left its home port of San Diego on Tuesday, defense officials said. This is a picture here I printed up. Where's my pen? Oh, Victory, yeah, I got something to show you. 1 second. Thick and stay if you could for me for a few minutes. This is the aircraft carrier, Theodore Roosevelt here. I'll put it back. But right there, they're humongous. But yeah, the way the sailors have to live is, I'm sure you've seen plenty of movies. It's even worse than those subs. But they got, even in the Navy basic training in Chicago, their beds, they thin mattresses, and the beds pull up, and that's where they could put all their belongings, from like hygiene products to like their Bible and extra stuff. You get a small little component area, but there's only so much space aboard a Navy ship. So living those close quarters, you get a couple of people with that COVID, just like the fire aboard a ship, it'll just spread. So yeah, I'm glad. Oh, thank you. Oh, Prin Victor, thank you for coming. Anyway, and I got something to show you here in just a minute, Victory. Yeah, I've been promising you. So that's the news story. But yeah, it was very, very concerning what happened last March. They just said it was like 1,000 some sailors, close to 1,000 aboard that ship with the outbreak. So they really, really got to be cautious aboard these Navy ships. Very, very cautious, because so close quarters. One with that COVID-19 breathes it around. Is that in the BITCH of this is this as we know, it's an airborne virus, so it can spread quick. That's what's dangerous with it. Let me real quick. I'm gonna do a tribute video for everybody here, as well as some of the people that watch my live on a regular basis. Prin Victor, I'm gonna put you in here. Victory, yay! I'm gonna put you in here. Just make a note. I will probably do the tribute video. I will post it Tuesday or Wednesday. So look out for it. I'll put it up Tuesday or Wednesday. I've taken a little break, as you saw in my community posts, because of this drive me crazy. I already talked about it 3 times on my live with this Google AdSense. I'm in limbo till I get a PIN number mailed to me, because I already had an account with them. So I can't close out my old account. I can't use my old account until I get this PIN number, and that means I can't monetize jack. until I get the pin number. So I'm 1 week has been by. Hopefully I get it in 2 weeks. It said 2 to 4 weeks. There's no customer service number to call and all that. So anyway, oh yeah, you'll be in the tribute video. And real quick, Victory, yeah, I had something to promise I show you. I have the autograph card of Swing Cash, WNBA player, former player of the WNBA, who was on the former team Detroit Shock. I am terrific. I'll do a thank you for coming. But anyway, let me bring this up. This is Swing Cash. Big fan of hers. She was on the Detroit Shock WNBA. And this card, where's my pointer? Let me move this. Just, it gets a little glare. I have to hold it on an angle so it doesn't get the glare. But this is the autograph. She autographed this card. Oh, thank you, Victory A. I'm going to try to rotate it. I got it holding on an angle so it doesn't get the glare to light. But it was rated a 9 by, and also a 10. Okay, it says 9 mint, 2005 Rudder WNBA. It says 9 mint, but then it also says bracket 10 autograph. Oh, okay. So the card was rated at a 9 mint condition, and the autograph was rated at a 10. Oh, let me show you the back of the card. I'm trying to hold it because I got the lights up. Oh, there we go. I could tilt it down, get the light out of it a little bit. Yeah, WNBA champion. We try to smooth this so you don't get too much of the glare. And again, this is... I bought this off of... I think it was eBay years ago when I got into collecting the cards about 5-6 years ago, because I was a big fan of hers. I used to be at the Detroit Shock, but they ended up moving. The WNBA has always struggled to get a lot of the fans in because it's just that I don't know everything, but the women's basketball has really never grabbed the people in general, and a lot of the women who watch it, it's not like families that are getting into it too much, you know. And the women who do watch it is just not enough of the majority of women that really support that sport. They're owned by the NBA and they've kept it alive. I don't think it's been a very profitable thing, but I think that the NBA really loves it, being able to have a professional women's basketball association. So, oh, you're more than welcome, Victory A. Let me do another thank you for coming to everybody, and I'll drop a few of your channels here. That's a big thank you for coming. And I got a few other stories here. A really nice one. Firefighters treat a man who fell for a heat stroke while cutting his lawn. They ended up cutting the grass for him. I don't know if you saw this in CNN, but a 2,350-pound pumpkin named the Tiger King wins a contest. And then this is a crazy one here, but it's kind of funny. An owl boards a helicopter while in flight, putting out fires in California. They said it was like a 1 in a million deal that an owl, why this thing was in flight. And I got a picture of it for you. The WA has a cool looking color back. Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. In Swing Cash, by the way, she was in the 2016 Summer Game Olympics as a commentator. And I believe Swing Cash is also brought in sometimes as well when they have near their March Madness. They also have the women's basketball. Drop my pen. Sorry about that. They have the women's basketball. Swing Cash is also brought in to commentate a lot on the women basketball playoffs, the March Madness for the women's college basketball. I've seen her on there as well. The other one I like, it was at Lisa Leslie, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Really nice woman. Her husband's she was a former, I think, LA Sparks basketball player, and her husband was a airline pilot. She was on that wife swap show, I think it was. I saw her on there. At any rate, I just wanted to show that. I know we talked about it. I'm going to do a couple channel drops here real quick. Victory, yay. He, anything basketball, he knows his stuff. If you like basketball at all, check out his channel. Also does games too. But let me do a couple channel drops here real quick, and we'll get into the rest of the topics here, everybody. Paste. Okay. 1 second. Okay, I'm going to get Victory A's channel here. All right. Copy. All right, some channel drops coming up. Only 2 people in, but I did get a late start tonight. Prin Victor, let me get you in here, buddy. Prin Victor's a good friend of mine from the Philippines. And he's done cooking videos. He's done videos where he's filmed stuff going on. I think he lives near Manila, the capital in the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. But he's done videos out and about. And there's some fun stuff to watch on his channel. But a genuine YouTube channel, believe me, if you're looking to help grow and build your channel, you couldn't ask for a better friend than Prin Victor for sure. Well as you get Victory, yay. But I'm also, I only got a couple people on here right now, but I'm also speaking because I do get a lot of people that watch my live days later. So, at any rate, this is a great news story here. These firefighters, they helped the man here. I'm going to get into that. Let me get a sip of pop. I got a question for you, Victory, yay. If you're here, as I see you are, is my picture coming in okay? Because I watched my last live and I believe it was an issue with my computer, my last 2 YouTube lives, and it was like it was coming in blurry. The audio came in well, but the visual, I do know I got to get a new laptop computer. This one I'm using, I like it, but it was from 2010. The battery shot in it, and I'm having some issues with it, and I plan on getting another Dell. But I bought this Logitech webcam because my Dell webcam central was just all messed up. And anyway, I was just curious, is the picture of me coming in, the visual of my YouTube live right now, is that coming in okay, or am I coming in kind of blurry? So anyway, Prin Victor, Victory A, just wanted to know if the visual is coming in clear. It looks clear on my screen, but I don't know. It was really weird. My last live, you'll see the picture of the pumpkin. And when I was watching it, it was coming in blurry. And the one before it, and there was some issue with my webcam. So I just wanted to know if you guys, when you get a second, put a comment in the live chat about if my visual and the audio here in my live is coming in okay, or if I'm having issues, let me know. Appreciate it. The picture is okay right now, but sometimes blurs a little bit, like some lag, but good. Okay, thanks, Victory A. That could be a Wi-Fi issue. Now, I know I'm not using my integrated webcam because my Dell webcam central was having all kinds of issues, and I got this Logitech webcam, and it's really nice. So that could be a Wi-Fi kind of issue sometimes if it breaks in and out. That could be not too much I can do about that. Okay, thank you. Moving on. I got a few more good stories here before I wrap up my live late night show tonight. This is again from the United Press International, October 15th. State of Florida firefighters treat a man who fell ill in the heat and then finished mowing his lawn. Firefighters and paramedics in Florida finished mowing a man's lawn after treating him for heat exhaustion he suffered while mowing it. The Fort Lauderdale fire rescue crew said they immediately treated the Army veteran and cooled him off. Prince Pickney, that's the gentleman's name here. His first name is Prince, last name Pickney. An Army veteran in his 80s was working on his yard Monday when he started feeling ill, and his leg, which never fully recovered from a stroke years ago, gave out on him. WSVN reported. That's a local news station in Florida. The rescue crew arrived within minutes after a passerby who saw Pickney on the ground and his wife Rebecca struggling to hold him up, and he called for help, meaning called 911. After they were treated, one of the paramedics began to finish cutting their lawn as the cell phone video captured the moment. Pickney and his wife thanked the firefighters and paramedics who took a photo with them afterwards. The veteran served as a missile technician during Vietnam, and the first responders said they appreciated Pickney's service to the country. So here's the news article right here. And then here's a picture. This is really cool. They would take the time to do that. Now I didn't use photo paper. This is regular paper I printed the picture out on, but this is a paramedic, and that's another one with this hat on. And here he is with the lawnmower. Let me see if I bring it in. Yeah, I get that blurriness, my computer, when I bring a picture in slowly. So I got to hold his back. But anyway, he's got this lawnmower right here, and that's the paramedic. He finished cutting the guy's grass. I mean, how cool is that, you know? And there's a lot of people that'd be like, well, you know, we have other calls coming in and stuff to do. But they say, hey, this guy, here's an old guy, 80 years old, you know, had a heat stroke and had a stroke, a prior stroke before. He's just trying to cut his freaking grass. So maybe it wasn't that big a yard. So they got it cut. Yeah, it is an interesting story. It's good that, you know, it's nice to know that there's just good people out there, you know, do something like that, you know. Really nice, especially now you're just seeing all the mudslinging, the political garbage. I try to keep that out of here, take a break from the politics and the religion. But yeah, it is nice to see, you know, to see and hear about a story like that. Okay, I got a couple more things on tap here for my late night show. 2,350-pound pumpkin named the Tiger King wins the contest. Woo! Give me 1 second. I'm going to get a sip of my Red Bull. I'm going to change out the battery in my light over here. So hang tight, everybody, for just a minute here. All right, just put a new battery in my light. It's usually good for about an hour when I have it on full power. There we go. You know what? Chicago Bears were winners today. We beat the Panthers 5-1, baby. The Chicago Bears. You know it. I'm celebrating victory, eh? That's why I'm wearing my Khalil Mack jersey. Big win for the Bears again. Good team, man. I love it. They got the Nick Foles there. Anyway, this is a cool story. And this is also, I guess, on CNN earlier this week. 2,350-pound pumpkin named the Tiger King. Named the Tiger King wins contest. Okay, here we are. A 2,350-pound pumpkin called the Tiger King has been named winning pumpkin in a competition. Yes, go Bears. You know it. Yep. Big win for us today. I'm happy. I was working today and missed the game, but I had my cell phone on watching the score. Panthers made it interesting, but we got the win. All right. Travis Grainier. Anyway, where is it? Of Minnesota, who grew the pumpkin, told CNN he felt honored to win after he decided to enter the contest in Northern California since it's known for the Super Bowl of pumpkins. He took home $16,450 in winnings for first prize. Not bad. I'd drive from Minnesota to California for $16,450. You know it. In the pumpkin growing competition, or it was $7 per pound in the pay for pound system. So I guess when you win, they do $7 per pound. So, any rate, Grainier. I'll call him Grainier. Or Granger. Anyway, here I am. Added that he named the winning pumpkin after the Netflix series Tiger King because he noticed it might have striped coloring. It was kind of funny deciding the name for this little pumpkin at the time, he said. I noticed that it might be orange and white stripes, and my brother goes, "Oh, it's 2020. We should name him the Tiger King." And I thought, that's great. That's the Travis who thought. The Tiger King also set a record for the heaviest grown pumpkin in North America this year, according to contest officials. The Safeway World Championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off congratulated Travis in a Facebook post, calling him this year's Pumpkin King Half Moon Babe. Half Moon Bay, California. So they called him the Pumpkin King, and it was in Half Moon Bay. Oh yeah, wait till you see this picture. Don't go anywhere. You're gonna get a kick out of this. Okay, Travis said he drove 35 hours from Minnesota, which he to pumpkin contest, to Half Moon Bay, California. And he planted the pumpkin on April 11th. So he planted this pumpkin on April 11th. Oh, yeah. I'm going to show it to you in a second. People were wondering. Now, this is funny here. He added that he took precautions to care for the pumpkin on the long road trip, including wrapping the pumpkin in wet blankets with the air trap over that, and watering it down at gas station stops along the long road trip. People were wondering what we were hauling when we stopped at the gas station and we had to throw blankets of water on it, Travis said. It was kind of funny. Excuse me. Since 1974, growers have gathered every Columbus Day in Half Moon Bay, California, to compete in this contest, according to the website. The current world record pumpkin is 2,624 pounds, and that was on October 9th, 2016, and this was at the Giant Pumpkin European Championship in Germany. So he came damn close. So his pumpkin was 2,350 pounds, and the world record is 2,624 pounds by a guy in Europe. Now, let me show you a picture of this thing. Get ready. This is that Travis here, or one of the people in the Half Moon Bay pumpkin contest. But this is the freaking pumpkin. Now, this didn't come out too well, but this is the bed, like I think of the truck where it's on. Let me check this again. Oh, maybe it's not. No, it looks like a truck his bed it's on. But anyway, he's got a water bottle in his hand here. Look how big this damn thing is. Holy cats. This is the pumpkin right here. Wow. Over 2,000 pounds. I wonder, he had to have one of those huge backhoes, with something to get that damn thing out of the ground. Oh, welcome. Welcome, yes. Grimwell, welcome. I'm back. Oh, okay, welcome back, Life and Naya. I'm talking about a gentleman here out of Minnesota won a pumpkin contest in California and set a record here in North America. Over 2,000 pounds. Now, the world record, it was set over Germany, and that was like 2,600 pound pumpkin. This is a little over 2,300 pounds. I had to finish homework for report cards. Oh, no need to be sorry. No problem. Thanks for coming. Any rate, yeah, it's a festival they have. Yep. Yeah, Amazing Farmers. Anyway, yeah, this guy set a record here in North America with 2,300 pound pumpkin, and he put the thing on a truck and hauled it all the way from Minnesota to California. But he ended up winning $16,450. I'd make a road trip for that. But my gosh, the only thing this news story didn't get into was how in the hell he got that thing. You had to have probably one of those backhoes, and then put those tow cables like you could tow a truck or something with and strap it around that pumpkin. I guess lift that thing without breaking it and get it on there. And he had to keep it moist from, kind of dry rotting or cracking, on the trip from Minnesota out to California. Let me get a sip of my Snapple. And I got one more story. This is really cool. And thank you for coming, everybody. Oh, okay. NavrAiti. Okay. Was it NavrAiti or your Gawald? Do me a favor, if you want to be in the tribute video, I'm going to do a tribute video for everybody here. Just drop a comment below my video in the comment section. You could say any damn thing you want. Say, hey, I love the live, or good to see you on YT, whatever, or, stay safe, enjoy life. This way I can have a shortcut link right to your channel, and I'll put you in that. I had an issue trying to pull yours up, if I'm not mistaken, last time, but if you can, just leave me a comment if you want to be a tribute video, and I'll put you in there. One more story here, and we'll do some general conversation, everybody, and just talk about some stuff here before I end the live. An owl boards a helicopter in flight, and this is in the state of California. This helicopter was in service trying to put out these wildfires, and the owl flies in the helicopter during flight. Okay, here we go. This is from October 16th, this past week, 2020. Oh, do they eat after that? It didn't have in the news article. I imagine at this festival, if they're showing out that money, there's probably pumpkin pie, pumpkin seeds. I don't know if I know apple cider is big, but I don't know if isn't there like a pumpkin juice I think they make? There's all kinds of stuff with pumpkins, but I imagine they probably did, for sure. Yeah, I got a picture of this. So stick and stay. My last story of the night here, and we'll do a little general conversation. I'm going to wrap up the late night show. A helicopter pilot helping to fight the creek fire in California snapped a photo of an unheard of scene. I'm sorry. An owl that boarded the chopper in mid-flight. Anyway, the pilot, aircraft charter company, where is it? Sky Aviation, said he was helping to conduct water drops over the creek fire when an owl flew in through the window and perched calmly inside his helicopter. Wow. It's odd to have an owl enter an aircraft, Sky Aviation said in his Facebook post. It's unheard of to have it enter a helicopter in flight. It's an unexplainable and magical miracle for it to stay with you for several water drops, then just leave as it arrives, safe and unharmed. Where is it here? The pilot said he was initially concerned the owl would fly dangerously around the cockpit, but rode with him calmly for several minutes before flying back out the window. Here we go. And I blew up the picture. This is one of the seats in the helicopter. The owl flew in and just stayed perched right on the seat there. This is like the seat right there, this wild owl. And you can see definitely the yellow eyes, the black pupil, the owl. You know what it must be with that wildfire and smoke? Is probably the owl, it's just got the whole wildlife, nature, everything screwed up. A lot of animals have probably just fled that area because of how bad it is. And maybe this owl just, getting out of the smoke, decided to get safe haven in the helicopter. But yeah, oddly enough. And the owl just stayed perched on there like a pet bird for several minutes while this helicopter pilot was doing his job to help put out the wildfires in California. What part of California was this? The pilot was helping to fight the creek fire in California. I'm trying to see. I know Victory, yeah, you're in California. I know it's was it the Napa Valley where they have the wines and stuff, that northern part up there, if I'm not mistaken, because I talked about these California wildfires back in August when they really were out of control, breaking out. Anyway, yeah, I'll show this picture here one more time. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, you can see the owl right here. Now, granted, this would be a lot better if I used photo paper, but for doing my broadcast, photo paper is not cheap, and it really burns up a boatload of ink. So this is just regular paper, but it's good enough to make it out. Here's the seat and the owl. Yeah, amazing story indeed. It's basically, gosh, that's got to be like a 1 in a million thing. I'm sure there's been incidents where helicopter pilots have had doors open or something, and like birds have hit the side of a helicopter and that. But for an owl to fly into there, why in flight? But it might be going real slow if it was doing specialty work, you know, like dropping water on the fire, or it might have been flying over the fires as far as getting coordinates and radio in information like, hey, the fire is at this point and it goes 2 miles and it's stopping short of this road. You know, the helicopters go up above to give information to the fire department. So I'm not quite sure, but it said water drops apparently. I know they got them planes. It's really cool on this topic. If you might have seen this, but they get these planes and they just fill them full of water, and they'll come over wildfire, and it's like hundreds or thousands of gallons of water. I mean, they hold as much water as like one of these gasoline rig tankers or more. And they got like these big trap doors, and it comes over, and they'll sometimes add the fire retardant to the water, and it'll just open up and whoosh. It'll drop there in certain parts to put out a fire, as well as sometimes they add a fire retardant chemical to the water, and they'll drop it short. One sec. They'll drop it short of the fire so when the fire hits that area, it'll start to go out from the cooling effect as well as the fire retardant. You never seen an owl before? Yeah, we have owls in Michigan. Oh yeah, we have them in Michigan for sure. But again, here's the picture, and you go on Google, you'll see them. But yeah, they're notorious for these eyes. Now there's a lot of them in Michigan. I haven't seen a lot. Now I've been up in northern Michigan a lot in the countryside where there's the owls, and they're usually at nighttime though. They like to fly around. They usually stay still during the day. But yeah, that's the owl. It's got that little beak on it. If you go on Google Images, you could pull it up. Yeah. Strange one. They got that funny sound that ooh, they use them a lot on Halloween. People do when they like to put those sound effect things in, you know, for the trick or treaters. They'll get those owl sounds. Yep. Let me get a sip here. There's a couple other things to tell you guys about real quick, and I'm going to end this. I was thinking, I haven't quite ruled it out yet, but for a video idea, they have some haunted houses open around the Detroit area, as well as like going up towards Flint, Michigan, where I live. I'm just outside Detroit, but that's not a safe thing with this COVID-19. And I read on a website, something that'd be cool, bring a video camera in, film a haunted house. You know, it's fun to watch, but there's a couple issues I have. Two of these websites I saw, they put disclaimers out on it. We're not responsible for anybody contracting this COVID-19. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So is it safe? But I did a couple issues I had. The other one I thought about doing, which I might do, it was only $7 a ticket. They got a place that's in Lapeer, Michigan, which is near Flint, maybe about an hour from me. And they had the haunted corn maze. So it's much safer. You're outside, and it's basically, they showed some pictures of it. It's a big cornfield, and they put out scarecrows and music and all kinds of stuff they do there. And you walk through this corn maze, the haunted corn maze. And I said that would be cool to film. But then it also dawned on me is some of this stuff just might have a little bit of light in certain parts of it, and it'll be really dark. And I called, and they said, yeah, you can bring a camera and film going through the haunted corn maze. I said, that'd be a cool video. But this also dawned, it starts at 7 o'clock. Well, when it gets dark out and you walk through this haunted corn maze, I got to put a light on my camera or bring a light with me. And I don't know if they're going to allow me to bring a bright light with me when people are trying to see, you know, that it's more people want to experience it when it's dark out, you know, when the spooky things come out. So that might end up being just a wasted trip and a disaster, because if I can't bring a light with me and I'm walking through there, it's just going to be a video all black, and I might see some stuff come out. But, you know, it'd still be fun to experience it, and I could give it a try and bring my little Sony Handycam with me. I got a HD one now. So I said, maybe that might be a video idea I'll do. But I encounter those things, you know, being a YouTube creator, you think of different ideas. And it's whether you're doing gaming or you like to shoot videos, whatever it is, you know, you're always trying to think of things. But that was one of the things I'm thinking of doing. But I just got a number of different things going on too, so I try to do that. You see, if I get time, I might do that. So the haunted corn maze, I thought that would be cool. I'd love, I mean, but that's one bad thing. It makes me also think too is it's like with this COVID-19, was it back in February? I still got the video on my channel just before that big outbreak of the COVID-19, a few weeks before it. I went to the Autorama in Detroit, and this was a little different video. It's on my channel. You'll say Detroit Autorama. I think it was in February, late February of 2020. I went there. There's a big convention hall in the city of Detroit. At any rate, it's all classic custom cars that come there. People bring. And what I did for this video is I brought my digital camera with me, and I think I took 100 and some pictures. So I put all the pictures and made it like a video with some music, and it's showing the pictures of all the vehicles. A guy had like an actual replica truck from that show, The Fall Guy, to like the first year the Corvette was made is in there. A lot of cool stuff. But what I'm getting at is my point of this is there's a lot of, I was planning on filming some more events and shows. There's always events and shows going on in Detroit. It's some cool stuff to film in that. But once this COVID hit, a lot of that just went bye-bye out the window because it's just not safe. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm be ending this here shortly. But yeah, that's one of the things that has affected us. And I'm sure a lot of YouTube creators, for example, I haven't been on his channel in a while. He has some funny stuff. There's a guy, Jack Vale, and he does those prank videos. He has that little toy called the pooter. It's like a piece of plastic rubber, and he squeezes it and it makes a fart sound, a fart noise. And basically he's filming people's reactions to it. And he goes in like Walmart and Targets, and he'll go out public places, on a sidewalk where a lot of people walk by, and he'll fold his arms and he'll just squeeze the toy, trying to make the best sound I can, but it makes a fart noise, and people look like, whoa, like that. And he has someone hidden with the camera nearby, and they're filming it. But I'm sure he's got 1 million some subscribers, and he sells that pooter toy for like $8 or $10. Okay, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. And he sells that pooter toy for $8 or $10 is Jack Vale. So he's making money off that end as well. But what I'm getting at, my point is with this COVID-19 outbreak, just like I was talking about is me filming some of these events and stuff, which I'd love to do for my YouTube channel. A lot of that is out the window. You can't be up that close to people now. Yeah, he could really cause a problem going in the Walmarts and doing that. And then part of it is you have to get up close to people to get that good reaction, because it's the first reaction is, that idiot just farted right in my face or right by me, and that's just another example of he's been his YouTube channel and his being is a YouTube creator, and his content, he's going to have to look at other means of doing things, and that's one way too I've been affected by it was when I did that Autorama, and I still have the video. If you go on my videos and you go back, you'll see Detroit Autorama. It's a really cool video if you like cars, classic cars. But anyway, yeah. So the COVID-19 has affected a lot of what YouTube creators have been doing, so not all, some do. Very true. Prank videos will be hard. Yes, they will. Yeah. Because most of the prank videos is getting people's reaction. That's what's funny. You could do, there's another one where I'm just using this as an example, the fake fart prank videos. The other one, these guys have got like a Taco Bell or McDonald's cup, but in the bottom of the cup, it's like a little speaker thing, and they just push the button and really makes a real life fart sound. And they'll walk by people in the malls on the escalators and that, and it's getting the reaction. But it's tough to do that now. Just like the other one I really liked, I put it in one of my videos. I think it was Funny Videos Worth Watching. It was like a reaction video I did. I think the guy was Epic 5, but he did that social experiment where he took the fake $100 bill and he dropped it on the ground. He's in Las Vegas, and people walk by and do that honesty test. And it's funny, man, just how, some of these people you think really nice, good people, and they're not. They pick it up like, oh no, that money's mine. That's my $100 bill. And he clearly had a camera, he dropped it. And what he was doing, the social experiment, is some people were just honest and genuine. Say, yeah, I just picked it up, was laying here. That's your $100 bill? Here you are. And then he would get it and he would give him a real $20 bill and say, hey, I'm just doing a social experiment. And he's done that. And then, but a lot of the people sit there and argue like, no, man, get out of here before I punch you in the face. That's my money, blah, blah. Then he'll turn around and say, hey, you might want to check it. It's a fake $100 bill. Look at my friend. I'm doing a YouTube video. That's what you get. And it was funny getting the reactions. But see, those are things you just, with the COVID-19, you can't do now. So there are a lot of people have been affected by it in different ways. We all have, but I'm just saying right now, speaking in the YouTube sense, being a YouTube creator and videos we shoot and do stuff, you know. So what are you going to do? Let me just double check this before I end my live. I'm going to check on here, make sure I got everybody here for the tribute video. I started a little bit late tonight, and it's a Sunday night, so I didn't get as many people as I normally do. But what I am going to do is, a lot of my people that watch my live streams in full, I'll probably drop this on Wednesday, the tribute video. And when I drop it, the tribute video I'll drop Wednesday. Tuesday night or Wednesday, I'll post it to my channel, and regulars who watch my lives, I'll put them in there. Like I got the Big King Family, the C Miller TV channel, a lot of great people. So I'll get that out. I'm taking sort of a break from the videos where all this nightmare I've had with this Google AdSense. It's like, I'm just going to wait and see how it goes with my monetization. And I got a lot of videos to drop. I'll say this. Oh, thank you, Victory. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. And then give me about 20 minutes and I'm going to hit up your channel. If you're doing a live too, by the way, if you're doing one of your live gaming vids, I'll come over. I'm going to hit you up here shortly once I wrap this up in like 5 minutes. What was else I want to say? Oh, yes. I do have more product reviews and drink reviews. They're coming. They will be on the way. Anybody watching live, I know a lot of people really enjoy that. And then I got some other good content coming. I just had this issue with Google AdSense. But anyway, I will have some more videos coming. I'm going to do enough to stay active until I get this sorted out with the Google AdSense and I get my monetization going. But I will have another product review coming up. Probably towards the end of this week, I'll drop one. And then I'll do this tribute video coming up. Anybody watching live here, if you want to contact me, you can get a hold of me at infospot411@yahoo.com. Just click on my About tab on my YouTube homepage. Click on the About tab, and my email address is right there. So if there's something you want to tell me or ask me a question, you don't want to put in the comment section, whatever, you can contact me. I check that email address a couple days a week. So yes, that's infospot401@yahoo.com. Any rate, I'm going to end this here. Thank you everybody for coming on live. Let me make sure I haven't put a comment in here. So okay. There we go. Thank you everybody for coming on my live tonight. As I like to say in all my videos and as well as my lives, and I say it because I mean it, stay safe and enjoy life, everybody.